Hello everybody, it's ZGL, and today I'm going to show you how to get Resident Evil 7 CERO D on your PC and on your Xbox One. So it ended up being really easy. We've had like a lot of crazy complex versions of how this was going to work, and the way that it actually happens is pretty simple. It uses the Xbox One's Xbox Play Anywhere feature. Resident Evil 7 is actually the first third-party game to use this feature, which kind of makes this whole thing work. And what Play Anywhere means is when you purchase a digital copy of a Play Anywhere title, you will also get a Windows 10 copy of that same game for you to play on your PC. These two games work with each other through the cloud storage. So if you are playing on your Xbox One and then you stop and go over to your PC and start playing, you can pick right up from where you left off on your Xbox One. Is pretty much how these work. So the way that this actually works out is pretty easy, and I'm going to show that to you real quick. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is open up the Microsoft Store on your PC, and then you're going to search for Resident Evil 7. Once that comes up, if you haven't already purchased the game, you're going to have to buy it. If you have the Steam version, then you're unfortunately going to have to buy the game again to get CERO D, because the Steam version is different from the Windows 10 version, at least through the eyes of licensing. So when I got it, I went ahead and purchased the gold edition because I wanted to get all the DLC as well in the CERO D version. And when you come here, it'll say purchase. And then after you do that, that's when we're going to make some changes. If yours is set up to automatically start downloading when you buy a new game, then cancel those. The download icon comes up somewhere over here, but make sure that all that gets canceled so nothing downloads. Just purchase the game at this point. If you've already bought the game digitally on your Xbox One, then when you come here, it's going to say install, but you don't need to do this first step at all. If you've already purchased this game for Xbox One digitally. This next part is where what you're gonna need to do. So now that we've purchased the game and kept it from installing, what we're gonna do is pull up the region and language settings, and then we're gonna take this drop down box and click on Japan. Then we're going to click on the store back here, and it's going to say refresh. Click on that. And as you can see, it now has brought up the yen currency, and we're looking at the Japanese region store. So now we're going to go looking for Resident Evil 7 again. Now this time, you're going to notice there's more options than there was before. Some of these say Biohazard, and actually all of them do. Sometimes some of them still say Resident Evil 7. If it does that, it's okay. These red ones are the CERO Z version, and we're not interested really in those because they're not... they don't save as much time. If you're going through this whole process, I'm assuming that you're trying to save time. Plus, I'm pretty sure that the download only functions for the CERO D version anyways, because the way that it worked for me was after I bought the gold version, the instead of the actual Biohazard 7 Gold Edition saying owned. The regular Biohazard 7 said owned, and then I installed from here, and you'll see that it says CERO over here. As long as it says that, no matter if that says Resident Evil 7 or not, it's going to download the CERO version. Once I did that, where's that? There we go. I was going to say I came down to this and found the DLC that I needed to install, and then when you click on each one individually, as long as they say CERO over here, it'll say install, and then you'll install it that way. Once you go through and install all of the DLC, then you can switch your language back, but don't do it beforehand, because if you do, it'll refresh the store again and start the download over from your local region. But that's how easy it is to get Resident Evil 7 CRD on PC. And then now I'll take you over and show you how to do it on your Xbox One. So now I'm going to show you how to do the same thing on your Xbox One. The first thing that you're going to do if you've already purchased the game is you're going to go to My Games and Apps, and then find your copy of Resident Evil 7, which yours will be down in the R's, because mine's Biohazard 7, it's at the top. And then you're going to come in here and uninstall all of this. Make sure that you get all the DLC as well as the main game. This is going to be obviously for anybody that's got all of the DLC. You want to get rid of all of it if you wanted to get it all in CRD. So once you uninstall all of this, we're going to go to our settings, and then we're going to change our location, and this will go to Japan, just like what we did on the PC. And then we're going to go ahead back and then restart. Okay, so I went ahead and just skipped all the loading and stuff because it takes 2 or 3 minutes for it to come back. But once you get to this screen, you're going to go ahead and go to your store and then search. And when we search, we're going to look for Resident Evil 7, of course. So once we get here, this is going to say install. And as you see, it says CRD right there. We're going to go to show all for all the add-ons. When you want to get each of the different DLCs for it, even though this says Biohazard 7 and this says Resident Evil 7, you're going to want to go ahead and click on the Resident Evil 7 one, mainly because it says owned on it. So you'll click that and it'll say install. Now you see how all those switched over to saying installed. It was trying to catch up with itself. But so we're going to click on this one and do the same thing. As long as these say CRD over here, when you install them, you're going to get the CRD version of them. So that's pretty much the way that you do it. If you haven't purchased Resident Evil 7 digitally yet, then before you would change everything over to the Japanese store, you just go ahead and buy it on your regular local version of the store. And then once everything is downloaded through the Japanese store, you're going to go ahead and just switch your stuff back. But you need to wait until it's all the way installed before you switch back to your local. Because if you don't, then it will start to download from wherever you're living again. so that's how you get the CRD version of Biohazard 7 on your PC and on your Xbox One. If anybody's got any questions, you can always leave a comment on this video or get a hold of me over Discord. Happy running to all the Res 7 runners, and thank you for watching.